Out of Abraham, who did the Lord say, tell Abraham who the chosen people would be?
The chosen people?
Yes.
The Jews.
Right. Which come out of whose seed?
I got one question. So, what you just said, according to the Bible, and with your knowledge, do you know who the real Jews are according to the Bible, and what color are they?
I'm looking at them.
That's right.
That's it.
There you go.
Hallelujah. That's all I can say right there. We'll wrap that up.
Very good.
Another Sabbath day, another Sabbath morning. We're here once again to enjoy this Sabbath. We're going to start the class with the topic of born again. And the reason why I want to go into that, because the only nation, a lot of people are saying that you got different groups. You got the Gentiles, you have and then you have our people that are in other philosophies. And we got to set the record straight that the only one that's been born and birthed in this time, in this kingdom called Babylon the Great, which is better known as America, which is also known as America, but the only people that's been born again is the nation of Yasharallah, which is Israel. Those of Negro and Indian descent, okay? This is the only nation that's been born and birthed in righteousness. We got to get some things clear, because the only people that could be born in righteousness is of the nation of Israel. And there's many scriptures to prove that. I'm going to just go to as many as I can at time allowed. Okay? And we're going to start with, we can start with Genesis. That's right. You got to go into the beginning. You got to go back. And we're going to bring out some key points. I'm going to read too much, but we're going to bring out some key points. Well, you got to go to Genesis, because that's the beginning. Okay? That's where the nation was brought forth from Jacob. Okay? After Abraham, the three patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right?
All right.
All right. Let's go to, let's get Genesis 32nd chapter. Okay. Matter of fact, let's go to the 25th, just to get a little understanding for those who've never picked up the Bible, who may be watching this, and we're going to get some clarity, you know, of who the nation that's being brought forth. And it might seem a little quick where I go through this, but it also going to be, you know, it's going to be interesting. Let's get Genesis 25 and 21. Quarrel, you got it? Get Genesis 25th chapter and the 21st verse. I want you to stay, hold that after whatever the chapter I call right now. I want you to hold the first one.
Genesis 32?
No, Genesis 25. Listen, Genesis 25.
It's a lot. 25, 21, chop that.
Yeah. Genesis 25, verse 21. All right?
Please, right?
Yeah, just a little background. Let's get it.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife, because she was barren, and the Most High was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh, the Most High. And the Most High said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Right, the 2 nations are in thy womb. This is very important. Okay, 2 nations. They were twin children, fraternal, not identical, fraternal. We're going to find that out, and we're going to prove that according to the scriptures. Read on.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
Right, 2 manner, meaning 2 manner of people, 2 different. Read on.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Right, one shall be stronger than the other. Okay, read on.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
Right, so here we're getting a lot right here. We're getting the destiny of these 2 children, the fate of these 2 children. One shall be stronger than the other, and one shall serve the other. Now read that last part again.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Right, the elder will be the first one coming out, shall serve the younger. Let's find out who this is. Read on.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob.
Right. Read the 25th verse again.
And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment.
Right. So this first child, the elder child, was red like a hairy garment. Who is that today? The so-called white man. Okay, he is the so-called white man. The one that came out of the Caucasus Mountains of South Georgia, Russia. The one that dwelt in the land of Mount Seir. Okay, which means, and Seir means hairy. So he can't escape, you know, his history. That's his true identity. He's the Neanderthal man. Okay. Now, it said that elders should serve his younger. Now read on to the 26th verse.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau, because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob saw pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said unto Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. All right, let's stop right there. Let's go to the 32nd verse. Okay, I just want to give you an outline of that one was the elder, and they fought in the womb, meaning that it's proving that they was fighting. One was going to play the righteous, and one was going to play the wicked. Okay, and this is for edification of those who never picked up their Bible and never read it. Okay, if you never heard this story, I'm just summarizing it for you, because we're going to have to bring it up to date, because he's played the wicked. And he did it perfectly. Okay, when you read the rest of the story, that he despised his birthright. Okay, but we're gonna, matter of fact, let's read on to the 34th verse. Only a few more verses. Let's read on. Verse 32. And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die. For what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he swore unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
Right, now it's showing you how much of an idiot he was. And it wasn't so much he was an idiot, he hated righteousness. Because when you're going to read on, we're going to find out. Because, and let's be clear, Edom means red nation also. Okay, I just want to put that out, because that's a fact. All right, Edom means red nation. And I can prove that. Just hold on to what you got, Quarrel. We're going to, real fast, let's go to Genesis 36. And let's start at, just read the first verse and the, read the first verse and the verse 8, I think it is. Yeah, first verse and verse 8. Read.
I got that. Genesis chapter 36, verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who was Edom. Verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom.
Right. Esau. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Okay? And now let's go back to the verse you stopped at and continue on.
25, 33.
All right.
Genesis chapter 25, verse 33. And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he swore unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils. And he did eat and drink, and rose up, and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
Read it again.
Thus Esau despised his birthright.
It said, thus Esau despised his birthright. So he hated righteousness. just like his predecessor, Cain. Okay, that's really Cain coming back in the earth because this is after the flood. So Esau played his role perfectly up to this last captivity, which you call America, Babylon the Great. Virgin daughter of Babylon. Okay, now let's go to Genesis 32nd chapter. All right, let's go to Genesis 32nd chapter, and go to the 24th verse, and take your time and read down to the 28th.
We're in the book of Genesis chapter 32, verse 24. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh.
Right, it said a man wrestling. Who was this man? Anybody, the brothers in here can answer. Who was this man, Banshunya?
That touched the hollow of Jacob's thigh?
Yes.
I said the angel.
Yeah, with angel. Well, who was this angel? Let's just hold on for a second. Let's read straight through to read on Quran. Let's read straight through first.
And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint, as he wrestled with him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with Yahweh and with men, and hast prevailed.
Right. So let's read on to the 30th verse.
In verse 29, and Jacob asked him and said, Tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, Wherefore is it that thou dost ask after my name? And he blessed him there. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen Yahweh's face to face. For I have seen Yahweh face to face, and my life is preserved.
Right, stop right there. There's a lot that was said. Now we're going to go back to verse 24 and get understanding of what just was read. Okay? For those who have not picked up the Bible and may be listening out there and on the internet, okay, let's find out what was this about. Okay? Okay, it said, and Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh. And the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, Let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. And the reason why Jacob asked, number one, for the angel for a blessing, and we're going to find out who this angel is too. We'll find out, because actually the answer is right there. But he said, Jacob knew that the name Jacob wasn't like a blessed name. It means plant or trick. Okay? And he wanted a better name, because by the name you're given is your reputation. But from this forth, this was showing you a rebirth. When he got his blessing, that he had to carry out by reputation and act by the name he was given. So he put in a way which actually represent Jacob, which representing his old ways or the old man, And he went into and got a blessed name from who the world called Christ. We got a blessed name from Yahushua, because that's who this angel was. Okay? Anytime the Most High wanted something done, the angel, Yahushua would appear. Okay? When you read about Exodus, matter of fact, hold what you got. I'm going to prove my point. Hold what you got. And let's go to Exodus 3, verse 2.
What chapter?
3rd chapter, verse 2. Now, matter of fact, start from 1 and read to 2.
Exodus chapter 3, verse 1. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he led the flock to the backside of the desert, and came to the mountain of Yahweh, even to Horeb. And the angel of the Most High appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed.
Right. And it says, and the angel of the Most High appeared unto him in a flame of fire. Now, read a little, the 3rd verse.
And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt. And when Yahweh saw that he turned aside to see, Yahweh called unto him out of the midst of the bush, and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here am I.
Right. So anytime the Most High wanted something done, that angel that appeared was Yahushua. Now let's go back real quick to Genesis 32. Genesis 32, verse 27. And read to 28 again and pour up.
All right. Genesis chapter 32, verse 27. And he said unto him, What is thy name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, Thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. For as a prince hast thou power with Yahweh and with men, and hast prevailed.
Right. So what does Yasher mean? He Prince of Power. And that's the name of Israel. Okay, we're going to move on from there. Let's read the, matter of fact, jump to the 30th verse and read that again.
Verse 30. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen Yahweh face to face.
Right. Now, why did it say that? Because what did Yahushua tell the disciple when he asked, how does the Most High look? And Yahushua responded, if you've seen me, you have seen the Most High. Because he's the image of the Most High. Okay? When you read Genesis from the beginning, he is the image of the Most High. He looks just like the Heavenly Father. Okay? So that's the understanding on that. Now, let's go to John 3 and 3. Let's get John, 3rd chapter and the 3rd verse. That was the beginning of the rebirth of Israel. Okay? That was my whole point of bringing this out. As a nation, that was the beginning of the rebirth. Because even Jacob understood the responsibility of the name and how he's supposed to act out righteousness. And that's how he got that blessing. He wanted a change. That's why he got that blessing. And that's how, and it was already destined, but it had to play out the way it did. Okay? Now let's go to John 3 and 3.
John chapter 3, verse 3. Yahushua answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Yahweh.
Now, why did Yahushua, after all that, somehow somebody dropped the ball? Okay, we speeded it up to the time and he was in Jerusalem amongst the Romans. right? And he said, read the 3rd verse again.
Yahushua answered and said to him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee.
Matter of fact, start at the 1st verse and read down.
All right. We're in the book of St. John, chapter 3, verse 1. There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus,